y'all. I told you a fib. So I got all the way inside. I got my little basket unloaded. And then I remembered, oh crud, Sia, you noticed that there were some cucumbers that needed to be harvested too while you were out here earlier. And as you know, you want to get these harvested before the plant decides, hey, I've done my duty for the season and stops um, producing. So I am back here in the garden getting these puppies, these beautiful dragon egg cucumbers harvested up. Now, most of them are this, I don't know, duck egg size. I've never had duck eggs, but they're big versus, something a little bit smaller like this. But once they start to get that kind of white sheen, I feel like that's cutting it about as close as I want to get to. Now these have been very easy to harvest as far as pulling them off the vine. These are still a little bit on the green side, so I'm going to leave them in place. This guy, what was it thinking? I don't know. Okay, there you go. You can live your life free. But yeah, just find the right place and just push it right at where it meets the cucumber, and it's been popping right off, nice and easy. Interestingly, this one is actually more of a circle, so looking more like a lemon cucumber than the shape, these oval shapes that we're used to seeing here. Okay. And we've got our cucamelons here. I got to make sure that I'm getting out here to harvest those. You can definitely see why they consider them dragon egg. But these are, once they finally get going, because I felt like these really were kind of slow to go. But once they get going, they are pretty prolific. We probably have another 7 of these in the refrigerator currently. They are good for just snacking on, cutting up and eating. A little bit of salt, maybe pepper or whatever kind of spices you like to put on your cucumbers. They're okay in a salad, so no issues with that. But what I've been loving is making just a quick pickle using my grandpa's pickling recipe, which isn't really a quick pickling recipe, but it pickles them. I just whipped up, some vinegar, salt, and water, and got it on the boil, put it in with some dill and garlic, and then chuck it in the refrigerator after it cools down. And gave it a few days, probably a week. Delicious. Oh my gosh, I ate a whole jar myself. And the size of these are such that if you're cutting them, into rings, I've been able to fit about 1.5, depending on the size of the cucumber, of course, in a pint jar. And at least for me, because I am a piggy, that is the perfect amount for what I consider a snack. Because I absolutely love pickles. But I have not tried doing spears, and that's something that I want to do. It does seem to have a fairly firm texture, at least the ones that I've done so far. I have not come across one that's overly squishy. So I want to try and do spears and see how that works as a pickle, because I just have to imagine that that would be just as delicious and just as easy to snack on. But looking up here, I think we are good. Yeah. I do plan on harvesting more of these cucamelons and pickling them as well. Oops, you can see that right up there. They're super small, so they're easy to miss, and I'm not really sure if I can get enough of a volume all at one time to do a pickle. So it might be that I need to mix them in, and fill in some gaps with some of these or something like that. But I think these would be really, really good using my grandpa's hot dilled bean recipe, um, which is not anything fancy. It's just pickled his pickle recipe with a pepper flakes in it. Um, yeah, I could see that being really, really yummy for just a little hot bite sort of kind of thing. So maybe I could hold off until we have beans. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But anyway, all right. So I don't think I introduced myself. This is Sia with Black Petal Gardening, and I'm rushing back out here so I could get this harvest done because I completely forgot to do that while we were harvesting our squash. Okay, well, once again, thank you for coming along. Look at these beauties. I will say I do believe next year I will do these again. I'm not sure about the Mexican sour gherkin or cucamelons as people call them, the little teeny ones, but I do think we're going to do these again because their size is very convenient. They are fairly prolific. They take to pickling very well. At least that's been my experience so far. And yeah, I don't have any complaints about them. So I would give a thumbs up to the dragon's egg cucumbers if anybody hasn't tried them and wasn't sure if they wanted to give them a go. Okay? Alrighty, well, oof, the bugs are starting to get to me. And like I said in my previous video, oof, come on, bugs, go away. Baldur's Gate 3 is out and I'm in the middle of playing it, so I need to get back to that. Alrighty, you have yourself a marvelous evening. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.